Sub-zero temperatures can preserve even the most ancient mysteries, freezing them in time. It has been rumoured that Walt Disney himself is currently frozen and waiting to be reanimated in the future. While that is an interesting theory, the following discoveries are very real and will have you wondering what other massive discoveries lie frozen in ice. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 interesting discoveries. Body of missing climber Patrice Hivert found on Mont Blanc after 32 years. Our first chilling discovery takes place in the French Alps, where climbers would discover a mystery over 3 decades old buried beneath the snow. With a summit of over 15,000 feet, Mont Blanc is the tallest mountain in the Alps and all of Europe. Many consider the mountain to be the birthplace of modern mountaineering, explaining why nearly 30,000 climbers attempt to reach the summit each year. In July of 2014, 2 hikers set out to scale Mont Blanc, but they made a chilling discovery on their journey up the mountain. Frozen on a glacier with his ID, his equipment, and his skis was the body of Patrice Hivert, a French mountain guide trainee that had been reported missing 32 years earlier in 1982. Patrice was only 23 when he began his solo trek up the mountain, with a plan to ski back down after reaching the summit. A storm had hit the range during his climb, obscuring his ascent and causing the hiker to lose his life to the mountain. His father, Gerard Hivert, had completely given up hope of ever finding his son's body. When officials came to his home 32 years after his son's passing to inform him that the body had been found, Gerard was beside himself. It felt like losing his son for a second time. Gerard told France's RTL radio, "I'm a mountain man, and I would have preferred him to stay up there. He was better on a mountain than in a coffin. He was in his element." Patrice is not the only climber to lose his life to the mountain. On average, 100 lives are lost each year trying to reach the summit. The mountain is a technical climb to an experienced hiker, but it is not considered particularly difficult. However, many inexperienced climbers and tourists are drawn to Mont Blanc by the falsely advertised scenic long walk portrayed by local guides. A new female mummy, Thuya. Back in 2018, the archaeological and Egyptological community saw a gold rush of breathtaking ancient Egyptian discoveries surrounding the entire region of El Asasif, which proved to be a tremendous boom to the area's local economy at the height of their tourism decline. A hive of unearthed, buried structures, complex cities long forgotten, ancient traditions, and religious artifacts of incredible value available for anyone to see became the archaeological centerpiece of El Asasif between 2016 to 2018. However, it was not until the end of 2018 that archaeologists made a groundbreaking discovery that confirmed a long-held theory surrounding the ancient Egyptian officer known as Hori. According to archaeological researchers and leading Egyptologists, situated alongside the western bank of the Nile River, opposite to the upper dynastic southern ancient Egyptian city of Luxor, there resides a long-forgotten Theban necropolis that had been buried within the deep sands of the Egyptian desert for several thousand years. Located in El Asasif, the Theban necropolis has been at the center of decades-long investigations surrounding what are believed to have been tombs of officers of the state that date back more than 3,000 years into the past. One of the recently discovered regions of the Theban necropolis, an enclosed area known only as the TT-28 tomb, was believed to have been the personal tomb of one of the highest officers of the state more than 3,000 years ago, known only by the name Hori. Although not much is known about the ancient Egyptian officer, he was believed to have been the owner of the estate of Amun during the Ramesside period back in the 16th century BC, and to have been tasked with the duties of an ancient Egyptian official, handling taxes, planning, and political jobs such as advising the pharaoh, overseeing religious ceremonies, and preparing bodies for the afterlife. It was back in November of 2018 that archaeologists uncovered 2 unopened sarcophagi within the TT-28 tomb and opened them up to the public for a special event to help revive local tourism. The first sarcophagus, a Ritchie-styled coffin that was believed to have been dated all the way back to the 17th dynasty, was confirmed by Egyptologists to have housed an ancient Egyptian priest of such tremendous stature that it is understood that the man had been the lead embalming doctor for ancient Egyptian pharaohs, personally responsible for handling the bodies of kings and viziers throughout his life. The second sarcophagus, which was provided with its own special opening ceremony, revealed the mummified remains of a female resident believed to have been dated all the way back to the 18th century dynasties, sometime around the time of the pharaohs Tutankhamun and Ramses II. Next to nothing is known about the female mummy, though speculations have arisen since the opening of the casket surrounding her possible role in the estate and the reason for her embalming. Given the fact that the Theban necropolis is closely tied to religious ceremonies and offices of the state, it is theorized that the female mummy, now referred to as Thuya, was a high priestess who oversaw many of the religious traditions of the region and played a significant role in the embalming processes. The TT-28 tomb discovery was not limited to the unearthing of 2 sarcophagi, however, and soon researchers uncovered a wide variety of artifacts that are still under study to this very day. Their finds included restored walls covered in high-quality paintings, a papyrus scroll not yet made available to the public, 2 wooden statues, 5 masks decorated with a variety of colours and paints, and over 1,000 clay faience and wood Ushabti funerary figurines. Given the extent of the discovery, it will most likely be years before all of the artifacts can be studied, catalogued, and made available for museums to showcase to the general public. Mont Blanc climber finds £205,000 worth of Indian jewels on glacier. It is estimated that the jewels inside the box were worth over £200,000. Instead of keeping the treasures, the hiker turned in the box and all of its contents. Each gem was packed into little bags, with some labelled Made in India. It was that piece of information that would help officials determine that the lost jewels had been there for nearly 50 years. Let us go back to January 1966. The jewels are on board Air India Flight 101 on their way to the Geneva airport in France. Having miscalculated the aircraft's altitude, the plane's pilot sent the Boeing 707 with its 117 passengers directly into the mountain's summit. The plane left a massive crater in the mountain and was completely pulverized. Nothing could be identified and no passengers survived. Because of the time of year, any attempt to recover debris or bodies was called off because of the weather. Still to this day, pieces of debris are scattered throughout the mountain range. After delivering the box to the police, the jewels were then taken to the mayor of the local town, Chamonix, where they would be stored until the rightful owners could claim them. A local historian and acquaintance of the mayor, Francois Ray, speculated that the mayor and the climber had agreed to a 50-50 split of the jewels and had no intention of getting them to their rightful owners. Under French law, if no one could make a sound claim to them during a 2-year window, they would then belong to the mayor. Ray discovered the name Issa Sharoff while going through old insurance documents from a man in London that had filed a claim for lost jewels at the time of the crash. When news of this came out, 2 separate Isharoff families came forward to claim them. Both families, though unrelated, happened to be stone merchants, one from Spain and the other from Russia. It appears that neither family could claim the jewels, and it is difficult to find any more information about where they are today. There is a theory surrounding the plane crash itself. One of the 117 passengers on the Air India Flight 101 was Homi J. Bhabha, an Indian nuclear physicist and father of the Indian nuclear program. The theory comes from the book, Conversations with the Crow, written by journalist Gregory Douglas. The book is a transcription of the alleged phone conversations between Douglas and Robert Crowley, a former CIA officer and second-in-command to the Director of Covert Operations. Among the many pages discussing the CIA's involvement in historical events throughout American political history, there is an alleged conversation with Crowley that suggests the CIA may have been behind the plane crash. The theory suggests that the CIA wanted to sabotage the progress of the Indian nuclear program by eliminating the physicist and did so by planting suitcases with devices in the cargo of the plane. The plane crash occurred just 3 months after Bhabha had said India could build an atom bomb in only 18 months. This theory is purely speculation and based on the transcripts in Douglas's book. But what do you make of these interesting discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.